welcome back to the channel. I am back at Alton Towers for what I believe is the first proper Alton Towers vlog of the year. I'm super looking forward to getting into here. I don't feel like I've ridden a roller coaster here for a while. Of course, we have been abroad, we've done all sorts, there's been videos on the channel, but we haven't been at Alton Towers as much as we would usually. So I'm really looking forward to getting around the park, showing you any updates, any of the queue times. Of course, it is summer school trip season, which is not the best for queue times. But regardless, we're going to have a fantastic day. Looking forward to getting around, honestly. Absolutely love it here, one of my favourite places of the country. Come and join me while we check out this amazing place. Can you believe it? The sky ride is open. I'm going to jump on this. I've not been on this for years. Well, it is years, I think it's a couple of years. I'm not sure what the queues are going to be like for this. Sometimes I'm better off just walking. Wow, it feels like ages. And of course, there's no denying that it's difficult to walk around this park. It ruins my legs. Good exercise, good for getting your steps in. However, I can't lie, by the end of the day I'm shattered. So this really helps. Make my way into Forbidden Valley. The shortest thrill ride queue is 5 minutes, which is Toxicator. And apparently it gets you wet, so I'm going to get on that now because I'm hoping it gives me Ripsaw vibes. I'll tell you, it's tempting to stay on that sky ride, to be honest with you. It's lovely. It really makes this park things like that, you know, when it all comes together. That's what makes Alton Towers. It's a shame when things are closed. Amazing to see, slowly but surely, things are getting sorted. Go for it. Main entrance, Toxicator. Now it's a bit deceiving because the queue does go up round. Yes, that's what it used to be like. Confirmed you now do get wet on Toxicator, which of course the last time I went on was bone dry. What I will say though is I'm predominantly wet on my bottom half, which is like my shorts and my socks and my trainers, so I don't know what's better. Would I rather a soaking on my head and my shirt or underpants and shoes? It definitely adds to the ride, 100%, and it definitely reminds me of Ripsaw now. But I do remember Ripsaw soaking my head and my torso more. Absolutely love it. I would say that the Toxicator is likely to get a bigger queue later on in the day because I would imagine people don't want to walk around wet, a bit like me now. I don't mind though, it's a lovely day, so I'm going to dry off quite quickly. Anyway, on to the actual roller coasters. That's what I'm here for really. Toxicator's up there as a favourite. I'd say definitely the best flat ride in this park, but I'd definitely come here for the roller coasters. Given that I'm in this area, it makes sense to get Galactica and Nemesis Reborn done. So let's go check out the queue signs for those, shall we? Here we go, Nemesis Reborn. Not a small queue, 90 minutes. Let's go for it. Nemesis done, and I tell you what, hands down my favourite roller coaster at this park, easily. They are only running one train at the moment, which seems a shame because it's a busy day. You know, it's an 80-minute queue, which is not an easy thing to sort of stand in, really. But nonetheless, you know, they are getting that one train out quite quickly, which is a relief to say the least. But there we go, let's try and get on Galactica. The last time I tried to get on Galactica it was closed. I think it's reopened. Let's head down there. Galactica has reopened, finally. It's currently on a 70-minute queue. Now you could argue that it's not really worth that, but I think that's just because I've been on it so many times. For somebody that's never been on here or doesn't get the opportunity to come here very often, maybe that's a small price to pay. There you go, 70 minutes. Go for it. My ride on Galactica done. That's Forbidden Valley pretty much completed for all the rides I want to get on. Subterra is on a 30-minute queue, which isn't too bad. I don't think I'd wait any more than 30 minutes for it, but I don't want to waste any of my day in that queue. So if I've got a bit of time later on, I'll head back down and do it then. Let's wait and see. Good day so far, fantastic weather. Now if you like me and you like saving a bit of money, there's some fantastic places to sit and have your lunch. And if you just head off down these paths and into the gardens, you'll find great little spots to chill. Now this isn't the most thrilling part of the video, I've got to be honest, so feel free to skip forward a little bit. But I thought I might show you my favourite place to chill, and here we are. This is where I like to chill. And not many people come down here, because to be honest, not many people come here to see gardens. Back in the day that would have been the case, but you can guarantee a nice quiet spot here. And bearing in mind this is like one of the busiest times of the year, and look, chill and eat my dinner before showing you lot some more thrillful rides. Happy now time to get back on those rides. I've just got to mention before I do, a huge thank you to KC Thrills for sending us these magnets. Look how awesome they are, 3D printed, and they can do all sorts. Visit their Instagram, give them a message, and they will supply you with whatever you fancy. Before I head down to Dark Forest, I'm definitely going to get a ride on Hex, because since it's open I've only had one ride on it since the rework. Now we were lucky enough, or I was lucky enough, to be one of the first to ride it when it reopened, so that stands for something. So I suppose I've not felt the need to ride it again, because I mean, as I said before, I come here for the roller coasters, but rides like Hex really make you trip, so try not to skip them if you can help it.
And basically, what would it be, sort of 12 or 13, you know,
so there we go, just come off Hex, 5-minute queue for that. It's not bad, is it, on peak time of the season? Not bad at all. And I've just got to be honest, when everything works like this, Alton Towers is by far the best theme park in the UK. There's such a good lineup of rides here. You know, having been on Toxicator, then Hex, and I'll go on the Curse after too. 3 fantastic dark/flat rides that just really make you trip. Awesome. Right, so now I'm heading over to Dark Forest. Of course, Rita isn't open today, which is a shame. I'm going to get on 13, which is a, you know, I suppose a good junior coaster. Not the most scariest, but when in Rome, I'll get on that, and I think after that I'm going to go and head on the Smiler. What you will notice on these busy school trip days is that from about 3 p.m, definitely sort of 4 p.m, it starts to get a bit quieter. I don't suppose you can guarantee that, but it is something to be hopeful for if you have come here in the week at this time of year. I would say that it's probably better to come on a weekend, which is never usually the case, but this time of year with all the school trips, you're going to have better luck with queues on a weekend. In saying that, it's not too bad today. 13 is currently on a half-an-hour queue, and it's not rare for that to be closer to an hour, so we'll see how legit that is now. 30-minute queue for 13 is not too bad. And Rita, closed all day. And it's virtually impossible to get any off-ride shots of 13 because it's so hidden in the trees, but I can at least show you the entrance and the station. There we go, 30 minutes. Unfortunately, with Rita being down, that's Dark Forest completed. At least it's another tick in a box. I had a good ride on 13. Sat next to somebody very nice. It's always helpful. So now let's head over to X Sector and get on with two more of my favourites. Now Oblivion used to be my favourite really, and to be fair, I'd say it's the ride closest to my heart because as a young lad coming here, that was just being built. I remember it. I remember them digging the pit. I remember looking over the fence. And I remember seeing them building it. Fantastic project. What a feat of engineering. However, definitely say Nemesis is my favourite. Let's get on the roller coaster with the most inversions in the world, shall we? Can you believe it, after all this time it still holds that record? Do you think it'll ever be beat? Let me know in the comments. 60 minutes. 60 minutes is not bad for such a busy day. I've had my ride on the Smiler. It's always good. They've got some lovely new merch in there. If anyone's interested, go and check it out. Anyway, let's get on Oblivion. 45-minute queue. Can't complain at that. Let's go for it. Oblivion done. Fantastic, love it. Now, the only coasters I haven't done now that are actually open, of course, because Rita isn't open, is Wickerman and Spinball Wizard. So I think I'll head over to Wickerman now. Spinball Wizard's been on and off all day, I think, so hopefully I'll get that in at some point. Not too bothered about that. Gio likes it. We'll be back soon anyway, won't we? So let's head over to Wickerman. Here we go, Wickerman. Currently on a 55-minute queue, which again, I know that's not exactly a nice queue, but it's quieter than what I've seen it on school trip days. Let's go get it done. Have my go on Wickerman. Now it's off to Spinball Wizard. And I've been joined by these geese. Very friendly. So the park closes at 5 PM, and what that means is the queue lines close at 5 PM, unlike other parks like Blackpool Pleasure Beach, where they completely stop people riding after the close time. Alton Towers closed the queues, so if you're in a queue, you're guaranteed that last ride. So at 5 o'clock here now, they let the last riders into the queue line, so there should be really at least an hour once the school kids start to leave, where you can get a few more rides in. And here we go, Spinball Wizard. Let's go. See on the board, it's on a 40-minute queue. That's all the roller coasters I can do done, which is fantastic. Tell a lie, Runaway Mine Train. If I get a chance at the end of the day, I'll definitely do it. Unfortunately, this time of year is busy and you can't really avoid it. But for me today, I've been able to get on everything I wanted to get on, and I've got a bit of time left now to get on the Curse of Alton Manor and Nemesis Subteran. The difference that sky ride makes to the day, I've literally been able to pop back over to the Forbidden Valley like it's nothing. Whereas over the past couple of years, it's just absolutely taken it out of me, having to walk back and forth. Honestly, it's crazy. I don't mind walking, but that makes a huge difference. Now we're here at Nemesis Subteran. It's only on a 20-minute queue now, which is not bad. Can't complain. Can't complain at that. And if you don't know what Nemesis Subteran is, it's like an indoor drop tower, but I don't really want to say much more than that. And I can't really show you much more because it's all inside there. But I hope that you'll come down and experience it for yourself at some point. It's good.
Your safety is our #1 priority.
That's everything in Forbidden Valley ticked off. Happy days. It is a fantastic ride, that. Nemesis Subteran spent a lot of time not in use at all. I mean, I think it was something like 4 or 5 years, maybe even more. You have to Google that one. But it was a long time I used to walk past that and it was just not open. And again, these rides, they are world class. You know, there's better out there, definitely, but they're world class rides, and definitely all of them together work together to make this, you know, one of the best theme parks I've ever been to. And we are starting to venture out into the world now. And I would say, regardless of what anybody says, this is still one of the best. But yeah, fantastic. Now I'm heading over to Gloomy Wood, get a ride on the Curse. Now this again, awesome. Used to be called Jewel again, before that was a haunted house, and I used to go on that with my old man too. I wasn't too keen on Jewel, always preferred the haunted house, but I suppose, you know, it was a bit old fashioned, and this is a better take on that. It's a more modern take on the haunted house. Let's get on it. Here we go, 5-minute queue. Now, it's worth re-riding this one. It's a very high throughput ride, eats passengers, super quick.
Father, please may I go to the party?
No, you let rocks. Now get to your room, you wretched little creature.
That brings me to the end of this video. Had an absolutely awesome time here at Alton Towers. I've got everything I've wanted to do done at least once. Of course, it's midweek, school trip season, can't complain at all. There's been some quite big queues, but again, to be expected in the summer, isn't it? I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, don't forget to like and subscribe.